Hello, Soil Heads. It's Greg Allison with Green Griggs coming to you live. And guys, Putin has apparently threatened to hit NATO land, NATO territories. In fact, they're talking about taking the Suwalki Gap with the Wagner forces right out of Belarus within a matter of hours, according to a member of parliament. I will go into that more in just a moment. And also the Kerch Straight Bridge has been hit pretty significantly. The roadways are apparently taken out, but the pylons are still standing. It might be repairable, but all traffic, at least automobile traffic, truck traffic, has been stopped for now, maybe for a long time. There's rumors that, I think one of the rail lines is still operable. So there's rumors that it will be back underway soon. But right now, as far as I know, all traffic on the Kerch Straight Bridge, which is the main bridge linking Russia with Crimea, has been halted, and maybe for some time. So I don't know how extensive the surface damages are. Apparently, the explosions took out a couple of Russians, and furthermore, it said that some reports are saying it was missiles, like maybe cruise missiles. Some are claiming it was drones. So there's still some fog in this war of what's going on, actually what's going down, but it's getting intense, especially with some of these claims being made by some of Putin's forces. We're going to go here and look at Google Earth and look at this Suwalki Gap, guys. Hang on if I can get it to open. There it is. Here we're on Google Earth. Now, just to give you a little perspective, this right here is Belarus. This is Poland. And this is Lithuania. And you got Kaliningrad up here. So what they want to do is cross through where they can have a direct land bridge to Kaliningrad. Now, this is becoming strategically important for Russia now because with Sweden, Finland, and Norway, all, especially Sweden and Finland, coming into NATO, they're cut off perhaps from the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is becoming the NATO Sea, and Russia might be cut off from Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad is like their unsinkable aircraft carrier. It's a lot bigger than an aircraft carrier, quite a missile base in the middle of NATO territory. And it is really in the middle of NATO territory. But the other advantage, if they can take this gap, is that they can actually cut off the land bridge between NATO and the Baltic states, Lithuania, Estonia, and Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia. Yeah, get brain locked sometimes, my friends. Now, when I look at this, I'm looking for pathways. Either they would come through Lithuania, or they'd have to come through Poland. Either one is a NATO nation. And if they come across either way, that's going to be a major issue because that would invoke Article 5 of the NATO treaty. This could put us into World War III. This would put NATO forces directly facing Russian forces. Now, this is a low populated area right in here, and it could be that because it's such a narrow strip of land, and if they keep it focused on this, and if they use Wagner forces, which really supposedly aren't Russian forces theoretically, maybe they think that NATO wouldn't respond as much, or maybe they think NATO couldn't respond, at least in nuclear kind. So maybe this is a test of NATO if they should do it. Because, I've said this before, Russia just views Ukraine as a stepping stone to somewhere else. Ukraine doesn't give them the ability to fill the gaps that they really want to fill. And the gap they really want to fill is on the other side of Poland, and also on the other side, into Hungary. They want to fill the gaps around the Carpathian Mountains to the north and the south of the water. That's what Catherine the Great, Peter the Great did. And Putin alleged to that also in his ceremony of Peter the Great. So this is probably the real strategic ambition if they can pull it off. But Poland is really fiercely anti-Russian, and they're arming up quite a bit. So taking Poland on would be a major endeavor, and also if it brings NATO in. But NATO forces aren't that strong yet as an alliance force right now. Maybe they're talking about, putting 300,000 troops over there, but they don't have 300,000 troops yet. Maybe the NATO forces are maybe on the order of 40,000, and it's probably not that tight a conglomeration. So can NATO defend this territory? Would NATO defend it? Would they risk nuclear war? All these are big questions. Could Wagner actually take this? Maybe with the help of Belarus? Would it bring Belarus into the war also? So this has potential to be a World War III scenario if it should play out. Now, all these things were brought about by the claims of Reservist Colonel General Andrey Kartapolov. And he's a member of parliament now. So he's a reservist colonel general, whatever colonel general is. It's not exactly the ranks we have here in the United States, but he's definitely a high-end officer, and he's a loyalist to Russia, Putin, and a member of parliament. And he said this on Russian state TV. He basically said that a strike force based in the Wagner forces is ready to take this corridor in a matter of hours. Guys. So this is no joke. I will show you this guy in a moment. He's actually, you know, he did it on Russian TV, so there's video of him, but there's English subtitles, but he said it, of course, all in Russian. So this is a crazy situation, guys. Let's hope that this don't come to pass. But let's go back here and look at zoom out of Google Earth here. Hang on, I got to get back to my controls here. Ding, 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 ding. Where am I at? Can't find it. There it is. Got too many things open. Anyway, guys, so let's kind of zoom out and get some perspective here for where we're at. So, before I do that, there are some roadways. You can see there's a major roadway up through here. Kind of comes in here. It gets close to, if they come up to here, they could probably hit this roadway if they're coming through Poland. That would be one route right there. You can see there's a roadway. There's roadways over here too. I don't know how well they extend, but you can see it looks like a trace of a road here. You might can kind of zoom in on this a little bit to see what their approaches might be. Of course, following a road just leaves you wide open for strikes. There's some kind of clearing. I don't know if that's a power line clearing or what that is, but looks like you got a clearing through here, maybe a roadway. Looks like a bit of a roadway right up through here that comes right out of Belarus. So yeah, that's a clear road all the way in right there. And that one's totally inside of Lithuania. I would assume they'd rather strike inside of Lithuania than inside of Poland. But I don't think Poland's going to sit by and take this idly, because Poland is just chomping at the bit to get involved. Because Poland is fiercely anti-Russian, because they've been under Russian control before, and they don't want no part of it. You might remember Walensky, I believe his name was, who led the revolution to get Poland out of the Soviet Union when all that started falling, and bring them out of communist control and make it a republic or democracy, whatever they got in Poland. I assume it's republic, because democracies don't typically last long. Well, now we'll zoom out and get a more global view of what we're dealing with here. Yeah, too many borders are showing up. That's one of the downsides of Google Earth. It's kind of throws too many things in the picture here, really. There we go. Now that's clear. This is Kaliningrad. This is where they want to go. This is Belarus. This is where they're going to operate out of. This is the Suwalki Gap right here. This is about 60 miles. This separates Kaliningrad, which is Russian, used to be German, but after the Russians beat the Germans, they took this land here from the Germans. They moved all the Germans out, and it's totally Russian populated now. This used to be part of Prussia. This used to be a main area of German culture right here, actually, once upon a time. A lot of Poland was part of Prussia. So this is, and here's Lithuania. I'm kind of assuming they'd come around here. They would probably try not to irk the Poles, but they knew they want to irk them anyway. This is the shortest route through Poland. Through Poland is the shortest route. They may come up both ways. The map I saw kind of indicated they might want to travel up both ways. Let's stop this share here. Ding, 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 ding. As you know, it's been confirmed now that the Wagner forces are indeed inside of Poland. Let me get the chat room going over here so I can see what you guys are showing. There's also talk of a solar flare, or actually a CME. There's a CME alert out. It's actually the Russian scientist issue, and I'm not sure that maybe that's not already occurred. It might have got here early, according to what I'm reading on spaceweather.com. Right there we are. Now I'm dialed in. I see everybody. Hey, Stan. Payment. Pay EMT. Be nice if, hey, there you go, Stan. Thank you for asking for thumbs up. We got 196 in the room. Good. That's better than we had the other night, where it was kind of a slow cook getting people in a couple videos ago. So that's very good. I'm glad people are here. That's really very good, because I think the platform here has been stumping me hard the past few days. War is a Racket by Brigadier General Smedley. Yep, that's true. Legendary buddy man, how you doing? All right, so Koningsberg, I probably can't pronounce that right, Jason. I saw Jason over in KLW a little bit ago. All right, guys, let's do an article share here. Ding, 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 and a screen share. We'll go to the articles. And here is that Colonel General, whatever that is, talking here. You can see the English subtitles. It's clear that the Wagner went to Belarus to such a place as the Suwalki Corridor. A strike force is ready to take the corridor in a matter of hours. See there? That's what he said on Russian TV. Now, why would you announce that on Russian TV and tell the world that of a major move you're about to take? That would be something you would not want to say. So maybe this is propaganda. So why in the world would you wouldn't put your major strike force? You want so the element of surprise is crucial in combat. So that also kind of makes me wonder about this. Why in the world would you come out and tell everybody this? But maybe if they're ready to strike that fast, they just don't think NATO can respond that quick. Although Polish intelligence says they're keeping an eye on it. But keeping an eye on it, is that adequate? You can always look at something. It's more important in a combat to do more than look. So what's cooking here, guys? What do y'all think? I'm making my meal and listening. That sounds good, JoJo. Edge brand agency. So is this thing about to pop off? It might be. I mean, this guy says a matter of hours. This is what he said right there. In a matter of hours. In a matter of hours. This is the guy right here. He's made this claim on Russian TV. So I kid you not. We don't make this stuff up. Although I don't, maybe he's making it up. I'm not making it up. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I am saying this guy says it's going to happen. But he is a high-level officer in the military and a member of parliament, which is the Duma in Russia. And I have been to the Duma. I've actually watched a opera in the Duma with the Cossacks, bending down about a foot off the ground, kicking their feet out and all that stuff. I don't know how to do that. Hurts my knees just to look at that. Asteroid. Oh yeah, we'll talk about an asteroid too. We had one that came a third of the way toward Earth, between Earth and the Moon. CMEs, earthquakes, tsunami. Well, yeah, why's out? We got the volcanoes, the earthquakes, the tsunamis, and all. We're going to cover that tonight. We're going through all of that, guys. Does it sound like the book of Revelations or what? Things are getting nuts here. So buckle up. If you're not prepping, what are you doing? What happened to this article? Uh-oh. I think they told me I saw too many articles. Here we go. This is on the Crimean Bridge. It says the Russians lost 2 people on that bridge. Explosions reported on the Kerch Straight Bridge. And like I said, roadway has been damaged. That is a picture of it when it's looking good. It's not looking so good now, as far as I know. There's apparently been some attempts to attack these pylons. That would really make the bridge unrepairable in a war zone. If the pylons are taken out, I expect that's just a matter of time till they take out some of these pylons on which the weight rests. So AI, yeah, how much of it's AI, YSL? Anyway, guys, if this don't get you thinking about prepping, what does? You need to check out, you need to eat free from the weeds and the trees. I got videos on how to do that. And also wild medicinals, but you're not supposed to talk about anymore, apparently. But in any event, guys, we got crop failures, fertilizer shortages, all this going on right now. So it is a good time to consider long-term food storage. But do go buy your beans and rice first, But this stuff is easy to prep and keep for a long time, because you can bury these and they're easier to move with. These buckets are lightweight. Each bucket's a 2-week supply. You see me tossing these around a lot in a lot of my previous videos. And these little packets inside are real easy to put in your backpack. It's easy to carry, store. So, hey, it's better than MRE. I hate MREs. Yeah, I know. I used to have to eat MREs. Yeah, when I first went to service, it was sea rats, but somewhere along the way before I got out, they come out with those MREs, and I just despised those things. Sea rats were, oh yeah, you had cans, you had boxes, so they were bulky, but I thought they tasted a lot better. You know, they were interesting too. When Zeller attacked Dash on dogs, what? Wienerzilla. Is that what Wagner is? Anyway, boat band Zekic, hey, looks like Sydney Harbor Bridge, does it? Yeah, he's from down under. Glad to see we got company from down under here tonight. All right, thank you for sharing the True Leaf Market. Yeah, you need to grow your own garden too, just like New Day shared. And there's a good source, True Leaf and Eden Brothers. I got both of them, guys. All right, Russians also put a new warship into the Black Sea. This is also a, there it is, popped up. See there, this thing's listening to us. It's listening. That's your stuff from, that's what you can get from, yeah, you can get these cans too, guys. There's a lot of stuff you can get if you go to prepwithgreg.com, prepwithgreg.com. Anyway, new Russian warship with hypersonic missiles. So guys, Russia's bringing new stuff. So this is about to get intensified because, you know, even though Ukraine is saying they haven't yet really started their counteroffensive, Russia's planning a counteroffensive. So looks like things are going to be popping off in October or September. Maybe sooner if the Wagner moves within hours, as the Colonel General, a member of Parliament, just suggested that would cause things to happen anytime. If he's true, if that's true, I don't know. I can't say. There's so much propaganda. It's hard to know what is and what isn't, especially after, if they were going to do it, him saying it might make them not want to do it within hours because suddenly everybody's watching. But then again, it might put the heat on to move before counter forces could be set up. All right. Putin says he has sufficient cluster munitions to counter the cluster munitions that Biden is sending to Ukraine. So he wasn't using these, but he has them too. And that's to be expected. So he's not used cluster munitions, but he said, if you're going to use cluster munitions, I'll use cluster munitions. And just like I showed you that when ATACMS releasing cluster munitions, how it was totally devastating to the battlefield, it would be on the other side too. Cluster munitions are ugly. So this is what I'm saying. This war is about to get ugly, guys. Thank you, Jason, for asking for the thumbs up. Yeah, we got 227 in the room and only 118 thumbs up. Help us out, guys. Eden Brothers. That's a good one too, guys. I buy most of my stuff from True Leaf, but Eden Brothers is another good source. They both carry heirloom seeds, non-GMO seeds, both of them. They're both really good seed sources. And you can still plant your garden, guys. You can still plant your garden. And if you can also find these links below in my videos, a lot of my videos. I don't always post links on my live session videos, but I've been doing it more lately, and I will probably tonight. And, you know, what's really worse for Russian generals, Ukrainian forces or Vladimir Putin? You know, these generals are having career challenges right now, it seems. Quite a few of them have been dismissed by Putin. And there was a missile attack on some Russian barracks as a hotel that the Russians were using as a barrack that took out 200 Russian troops and a Russian general just recently. So, yeah, there's a lot of that going on here. But as we're sitting here on the precipice of World War III and turning the Earth into a complete cinder, we've also got this. I mean, we're at some kind of a crossroads between reversing aging and really long lifespans, healthy lifespans, and the end of the world. We got hell and heaven both in front of us here. Well, not really heaven. The Earth's not heaven. But guys, isn't this weird? I mean, we're at such an age now, it's just crazy the things that are coming down, going around. Of course, if we have World War III, you're not going to get this. You know, if we go nuclear, Putin banned the use of GMO seeds in Russia. Yes. Hey, and when I went to Russia, he'd already done that. And I was real happy to know I was getting good, wholesome food when I was over there. And that's one thing they like to serve in the buffets there is buckwheat. And I had buckwheat pancakes before up in Gatlinburg, but I never had just buckwheat served at a buffet. And hey, I loved it. I'd eat it every morning. It was good. That's one of the things I enjoyed about Russia. One of the things. Now, I loved going to Russia. It was back in the day. It was back in 2010. I thought it was the best trip I ever made. as Moscow was the best city ever. I'm not a city guy, but in terms of cities, and overall it was a good trip. All right, but see, there's other stuff being hit in Crimea too. It's not just the Kerch Straight Bridge. Ukrainian forces, land and sea drones are attacking the Crimean naval port of Sevastopol. So yeah, this is getting intense. Sevastopol's been hit. So there's explosions in the Crimea, the Kerch Straight Bridge. I wouldn't want to be caught in Crimea right now because those guys are liable to get hungry. All right, and here's another thing. The anti-tank systems that the Russians are ready to keep the Ukrainians out are very massive, from the giant dragon's teeth to just huge fields of landmines. And the Ukrainians just can't hardly make any progress against all those landmines. So what this is claiming is that they're just leaving their tanks behind and advancing on foot. Now, I didn't see it tonight when I was opening these articles, but I saw another article where they were actually going and hitting a lot of the Russian trenches. If they get through that and take the Russian trenches out, they might find a way to get through, especially since they are attacking some of the ammo depots, but the ammo depots are mostly out of reach of the missiles that the Ukrainians have at the moment. If they get the ATACMS missile, they're not out of reach. If the Ukrainians could breach through and then just make a run past the Russian forces, they can hit the Russian forces from behind, which is what they'd probably do, or they might run straight for somewhere like Rostov-on-Don and cut off all their supply lines and then hit them. I think that might be likely, or a run straight into Russia might happen. If not sooner, it might be, who knows what they want to do first. Would they want to go in the rears and hit the Russian troops from behind? That would break their morale, and that would really be a heavy blow on the Russian forces. But they're both trying to wait each other out. So in the long run, the advantage is to Russia, but they're both playing that weight game right now. Right, like I talked earlier, how all the Russians had to do was just hold, kind of sit back and let the Ukrainians throw themselves up against them and expend their people. Because even though we can send munitions out the wazoo and keep sending more and more to Ukraine, we can't make new Ukrainians, and they're already drawing from the old men and young women, young boys and women too, to fight in the war. I've even seen women would be in combat up to 7 months pregnant. I think that's But anyway, but apparently Ukraine is also playing the same game here. They're biding their time somewhat against this counteroffensive, trying to attrit the Russian forces that are there at the moment. So they're both playing this game to some degree. This might work in a short term for Ukraine, but I don't see it working in the long term, because in the long term, that's Russia's game. And like I said, there's only so many Ukrainians, there's more Russians. So if Ukraine is going to win this war, they got to move fast. But now if the Wagner goes into the Suwalki Gap, all bets are off as what's going to happen next. All bets are off. So here we go here. Ukrainian FPV drones destroyed 3 Russian tanks, including these high-tech T-90s worth millions. That just says that tank warfare is limited against lower-priced missiles and drones and stuff like that. Tanks have a tough time. So one must be careful when and where they use tanks, because they're big targets and can be taken out. Big, expensive targets can be taken out by cheap weapons. This applies to either side. So it's true either way. What did AMT said, how much food is wasted? Good food to eat and remain. Yeah, put it in worm bins, and you can put it back in your garden and get it back. No point in wasting anything. Use worms, guys. Now, just change topics here. China seeks to gain a foothold on America's doorstep amid the crisis on the border. So while we're distracted, the border is going all in South and Central America. I've already talked about this. Fox News just got around to it. I've been talking about this, guys. We've seen Chinese high-value targets in my district. Yeah, see, they're buying farms next to our military bases. Oh, guys, another thing. China has cut us off from rare earth metals. They've cut us off from rare earth metals since we embargoed the chips. Do you realize the biggest rare earth metal mine in the world is in the United States and California? But it belongs to China. China's shipping that stuff overseas because they own it. Then they're taking American rare earths, sending them to China. They would reprocess and ship them back, but not now because they own it. They're just shipping it straight to China. right here out of the good old US of A. Klaus says Greg will eat Z worms. I'll feed him to Klaus. Yeah, I'd rather use my worms to grow a garden. Anyway, so guys, is this nuts? Yeah, what are we doing? We're letting China get all kind of ground. Now, this article is mainly about the Monroe Doctrine, I think. This is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, talking about the flow of migrants. Guys, yeah, we're going to come back to that topic in a minute. You know, these are topics I've already covered in some depth across the several videos that I put out here. Now here we got Ben Wallace, the Defense Secretary of Great Britain. I think I called him Prime Minister by mistake. Somebody corrected me on that, and that's right. He is the equivalent in Britain of Lloyd Austin here in the United States. I'm not sure either one of them's the brightest light on the Christmas tree, because if he thinks they're going to have a Cold War in 2030, where do you think we are now? Especially for America, with us losing over 100,000 a year to fentanyl. I don't think that's too cold. With them having their, China is like an octopus with the tentacles all in our systems here, because they got inroads so much into our companies, they own so much land. They got companies here, food processing centers here, and they have they're all in our universities. So Hitler and the Japanese back in World War II would have just died to have had the kind of influence in America that China has today. They had nothing of the sort. Plus, with all the apparent sleeper cells being set up here in this country, we are in big trouble if we get into it with China. But it looks like it's coming, guys. This, what I tell you is that's not going to be an overseas only war like we've experienced before. It's going to be far different. That's why you better be prepping. Okay, Wise Al talked about the earthquakes and the tsunamis. Yeah, there was a tsunami today in the Aleutian Islands, apparently in parts of Alaska, because they had a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. But now they believe this volcano, the Shishalden volcano, is apparently ready to erupt immediately. It said it could go anytime. This is a huge cinder cone, guys. Cinder cones tend to blow real high. Look at that. That's a huge cinder cone. They tend to go off pretty explosively. Would this send material up into the stratosphere, some sulfur dioxide? Would it cause some cooling effects? I know it's hot summer, that might be welcome. But would it cool things down a whole lot? Would it cause, I don't know how big this thing could go off. I don't know what VE category they're expecting from this volcano. But if you get enough of the smaller volcanoes, they can put ash, or better yet, sulfur dioxide up into the stratosphere, it adds up. Several of these could be the same as one big one. And then we got Campi, what do you call it? The one in Italy. Shoot, this Flagrei, Campi Flagrei. Yeah, that one might go off, and it by itself could put us in a year without a summer, maybe a few years without a summer. If it goes off as a near super volcano, and it could. It's done it 40,000 years ago. So we don't know if it was Champ's magnetic excursion or if it was due to that volcano, but some people think one or the other took out the Neanderthal people. But in case you didn't know, there's actually more descendants of the Neanderthals. They got more blood existing today, even though it's like 1 or 2% in most Europeans, a lot of other people in the world. There's actually more Neanderthal blood around today than there was ever. It's a light percent. They're extinct as a species. I've been buying grow lights. That's a good, Wise Al. It's a good thing to do. Obi says chances are it will be a side eruption. Oh, yeah, like Mount St. Helens. It could be. Mount St. Helens really blew off explosively with that big bulge on the side. Has anybody seen a bulge there? Is any evidence that it's got a side bulge? I don't know. Hey guys, I just did that report about the electric vehicles, and hardly nobody watched it. Y'all really should watch it, because it's I show those things blowing up, huge explosions. And I said, you might get this in an EMP, especially if you got it hooked to a charger. And is this what we really want? Is it a good vehicle to choose from a prepping standpoint? And I'm not too happy with that idea. Well, guess what? Most people don't want them, even though the Biden administration is saying 2/3 of the fleet sold. in 2032 has to be electric vehicles. Nobody's buying them. They're piling up, you know, the dealer lots. Nobody wants these things, apparently. Well, not enough to meet what they're producing. So, you know, this, you know, when you try to force people to buy things they don't want, I don't believe in that. I believe in freedom of choice. You know, if it's all that good, make it attractive. Don't force it on people. That's where I'm coming from, guys. And here we are, catastrophic. Biden's policies put U.S. dollars global dominance at risk, economist says. You think? We've been talking about this, guys. Yeah. Losing reserve currency status would mean 70 years of deficits flooding back to the United States. Competing with all existing dollars help domestically to buy goods, according to E.J. Antoni. So there you go. This is, and what's he say about it? He says that's a hyperinflation scenario. How do you spell Weimar Republic, my friends? How do you spell Weimar Republic? Tiffany, I watched it, got me thinking about all the powerful lithium ion batteries that have all over the place. Yeah, they're all at risk, but boy, there's a whole lot of them in these cars. Thank you for sharing that video there, New Days. Everybody needs to watch that. It's an eye-opener video. Now, almost no one watched it. It is proper content, and it's entertaining to watch that car blow up. So I got video of that. But also talk about the report that says, hey, it's possible that they actually leave a bigger carbon footprint. There's a report out making that claim than gasoline guzzlers. So then why in the heck are they forcing us to do this? Not to mention the moral implications of the child labor and the slave labor and everything else that goes into manufacturing these things. And on top of that, the tires actually create a lot more pollution than people are thinking. So, yikes, the dollar is in trouble. That's why, again, I've come out with this, because I also went with this because I thought it'd be good for our survival tribe network. I think we got to get out of the system when it's heading to CBDCs. That's why I like these Goldbacks. These Goldbacks are cute. This is the only place you're going to get these, to my knowledge, because these are the guys that invented this technology to take gold and print it out in a bill, a foldable bill, like a dollar bill, and denomination small enough that you can actually spend it to buy bread and haircuts and stuff that you can't do with gold bars or big gold coins. So this is a nifty innovation, and they're pretty. So you can check this out, my links to Defy the Grid. And it's actually artistic. The one note is 1/1000th of a troy ounce. Very artistic, beautiful bills. So that's part of the value, is just the art of it. So there you go, guys. See, that's you know, not that much, but you want to buy several of them, so you know it's not all ate up by shipping cost. Anyway, check that out below. Defy the Grid. It's on, not in this link right now unless New Day shares it, but it's in. Hey, Chewy's in the house. Chewy had asked me to do a weather show. I did one on the weather situation. Yikes, guys. U.S. dollar status is global reserve currency in slow term decline, but not going down the straight line. Well, it might in August when they have that meeting of the BRICS. When they actually release that, it might go down steeper. Who knows? Who knows, guys? Yeah. Batwitch, how you doing? All right, guys, let's look at some other stuff. And then there's this. See, this is what's the trouble. With a dollar losing global reserve currency, how do we keep spending this way? How in the world can we keep? We can't without crazy inflation. As it becomes less dollars in the marketplace, then you got trouble when you're printing more or less demand for them. U.S. debt soars $210 billion in just 2 weeks. In just 2 weeks. Yeah, and some lawmakers are sounding alarms and saying it's unsustainable. Well, you know, we're throwing a lot of money overseas and certain bang going on. I don't know, and a lot of other places we're throwing it here, like all this kind of like the new Green Deal kind of stuff we're doing. Anyway, guys. Now this article kind of strikes me as funny. I'm thinking Brazilian CBDC allows governments to freeze fund this developer just found out. And so they made a major article out of this. This developer just found out the government can actually freeze your account. Blockchain developer Pedro Magalhães discovered the function and took to social media to demand answers from the central bank. Duh. I guess he hadn't been watching Green Graves. He should have been watching me, right, guys? I said this a long time ago that they'd be able to do this. I think I did it in one of my short. Yeah, one of my shorts is where I first discussed this, one of my short videos. And I did that, what, over a year ago? I don't know how long ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's been a while. You know, I've been talking about this for some time, guys. Do you really want to use a CBDC? Hey, I wouldn't want to be the only. Hey, you got to worry about, you know, having money that's got strings on it as soon as you get it. The government could freeze it, jerk it back, or tell you how to spend it. Yeah, and they're talking about having some of it where if you don't spend it a certain time, the money expires. Is that, wow, that's one of the things they're talking about. So this guy just discovered this. All right, Chewy, here you go for you, buddy. I did a video just on this topic. California's Death Valley seasons as a brutal heat wave continues. Guys, you better be taking plenty of water with you when you travel, because you don't know when you might get stranded and have a breakdown and get caught out in this weather. And it's brutal. You don't want to be caught out in it without being prepared for it. You better carry some means to have shade. Rochelle, how you doing? Sorry, Greg, what video did you want me to share? I don't remember now. I'm talking so fast. We'll go back and look at some of my videos here in just a minute. Now, you know what I like to do? I usually like to end some of this article series with something that's kind of funny. And I think this one is kind of humorous. This guy claims he's a researcher, but he's not a doctor. Claims to have implanted a chip into his brain with hopes he can control his dreams. This guy did brain surgery on himself at home. And here is the image of what he stuck in his brain with some of the staples around there. I guess they put his skull back. Said he lost a lot of blood. Can you believe this, guys? Can you believe it? Thank you, Rochelle. Colorado Jan, how you doing? Glad to see you in the house. Yes, this guy did WWIII self-auto brain surgery. He is now a brain surgeon, and he don't even have a doctor's degree, as far as I know. And there's a scout, guys, where they sewed him back together. But he's got a lead up there, I guess, where he's got the wires. We can alligator clip it in. Is this part of his control circuits to his brain? Maybe. I don't know, guys. What do y'all think? Is this some people? I don't know. Some people, yeah, DIY, a 10-hour DIY. So can you imagine? Yeah, he went to a building supply place and got him a drill. He cut his scalp open and had some kind of pinchers to hold the skin back, got him a drill and drilled into his skull. Can y'all believe that? Plumb dumb. Yeah, I think that's one way to put it, redneck prepper. I think that's being charitable. Crowned eagle. Look up the definition of paranoia. I think, let me just go back, I'm losing it. I think you and your viewers may learn something about themselves. Crowned eagle, you being sarcastic there. You don't like what we're covering. Crowned eagle, when I started this video out, I talked about what a military officer from Russia said on Russian TV. And I also said why, you know, the fact he said it, you know, throws dispersion on it. But that was what he claimed. He's also a member of parliament. I was talking about the Russian fire. And guys, of course, you know, I did a video on this recently. And not too many people really saw this compared to who watched my military mobilization video, which really surprises me. This one is more controversial. But, you know, I talked about this survey, the 29 Palm survey, guys, in which members of the Marine Corps were asked back in 1994, almost 20 years ago, if they would fire upon Americans. And my whole point is that with today's woke military, that 25% that said yes, then would probably be a lot bigger number today. And maybe that's why our military is heading in the direction it's heading. You tell me. And there's that video. Now it has gotten, it's coming up with this, finally got 3,000 viewers, but it was coming in kind of low to start with. So, I got to say, guys, this video here, the military mobilization video by this time had about 15,000 views on it. I thought this one would get a lot more. I'm outdoors, and y'all tell me you want me to be outdoors more often. So I did this one outdoors near a field with a beautiful sunset. So it's a pretty place where I did the video. Beautiful sunset. But this is something to be concerned about. Of course, there was Kent State. Some viewers pointed this out. We had the war that was not so civil, and there's been other instances where this has occurred in the past. Alabama Constitutional Crusader, is this the Green Gray House of controversy? Well, there's a lot of controversy going on, but maybe that's part of my issue. This video should have 15,000 views, and this video here, yeah, I've been getting that 3,000 or 4,000 views until a few days ago. It's like the platform must have slammed the brakes on me. None of these videos have done that well. This is what Chewy wanted me to cover here. This is the emergency floods and the heat waves. Chewy asked me to do a video on the weather, so I talked about the floods up in the Northeast, which they got to be worried about tonight, tomorrow. I hear there's a lot of thunderstorms up there. War of Northern Aggression. You got that right, Jason. You got that right. So, yeah, you would have thought that these videos all would have done better here. So, y'all, you know what, guys? I put a lot of work in these videos. So I want to get this many views. What I'm hearing from so many of you guys is you're not getting notifications. I'm hearing that all the time. The distinctly uncivil war. You got that right. Yeah, Batwitch. You got that right. It was, civil means within society, but yeah, in terms of being civil, it was a horrendous war. Horrendous. A so-called civil war is the last thing you really want. We may be heading for another one. But yeah, check these videos out, guys. These need a little extra support. Share them widely. Y'all like my thumbnails? Y'all like the thumbnails I've been creating for these? I just don't want to scroll down. Why? That's froze up. What the heck? Views are jumping. What is going on here? Yeah, this is frozen up. They don't want to move. Yeah, check these videos out right here, especially. They need some help. But they're all good content. They're all good content. This has got a lot of practical advice for dealing with the weather. And this is kind of eye-popping. Well, look at them. I got that little thing spinning. I must be maxed out on memory. All right, guys. Let's look and see what the weather is doing. Speaking of weather. I'll hit the refresh button. Make sure it's got the latest data here. Wow, it's kind of late, but still 104 in Las Vegas. Phoenix is still at 100. Dallas is 80. It's cooled off a little bit in Texas. I saw a report that claimed that big heat dome was going to be moving east. And then look, we got all this rain. Apparently, it's moving off shore now. So new days, you're probably getting a little bit of rain. Probably not as much where you're at. So new days, you hear any stories about flooding? I heard a lot about lightning. Alton is 68. Looks like you got some light rain. Emergency alerts, heat floods. Thank you for sharing that. The war was bad, but then Reconstruction. Yeah, Reconstruction was probably more damaging than the war. Reconstruction was a bad name for it. It was like more destruction. And I think that's what sowed the seeds for a lot of the racial tensions afterwards. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but I think that really made it worse, a lot worse. And it was actually the occupation and the so-called Reconstruction period that formulated that organization with the 3 Ks, which I don't care anything about. I do not like racism. 73 here. It got hot in the house today, though. Let's see here. Let's scroll back. Let's go to Albuquerque is 60. Down Roswell is 88. Houston 82. Dallas is 80. Of course, it's late. It's nighttime in most of these places now. We have Jesse Mills in the house. Jesse with us. We're at 255 in the room. They've only got 209 thumbs up. All right, guys, help us out. Redneck purposes. I got in a fight with a cube. Hey, Samuel Turner is here. Greg, I appreciate how you urge all of us to stay positive and fair, but that's hard to do with America constantly remaining fleckless and ran by morons. Buddy, I hear you. I hear you. You know, we just have to know we got each other. And we just have to know we got each other. But salute to Samuel Turner. Man, he is the gold star supporter of this channel. I really appreciate that, Samuel. I really do. Samuel comes from a law enforcement background. Snowflake is 80. It's actually warmer in Snowflake now than it is here. It's usually not, but you know, they got the heat dome out there. I believe Chewy told me it actually hit 100 in Snowflake the other day or two ago. I think the record there is 104. The record at Huntsville is 114. Just give you some comparison. Huntsville has higher records for temperatures, but Snowflake's got lower records. It tends to be a little cooler up here. This is a lot different than down here. You know, mile high desert. You got the mountain range right here, the White Mountains. A lot of Indian reservations around. Los Angeles is 70. Los Angeles. Los Angeles, is that Demons? San Francisco, 62. Salinas is 59. Cool in Salinas. All right, anybody from Los Angeles in here? Moron is far too nice. There you go. Yeah, unfortunately, they might actually know what they're doing. That's even scarier. 62. And Chewy's in the house. This is Chewy's territory right here in Oregon. I tell you, the weirdest place I ever visited was Wolf Creek, Oregon. I think I mentioned that before. Campground there. I wouldn't even stay there. I started driving that place to creep me out. I turned around and left. That was the creepiest place I've ever been to. If y'all want, I'll tell you more about it later. But I think I've talked about that in the past. I don't want to beat a horse too much. But you got a lot of new people here. Maybe y'all have not heard. All right, now we're going up here in Mr. Schmidt's territory, Arnold Schmidt's territory. How you doing, Arnold? Oh, we got Slapjack in the house. Are you new? Appreciate you being here. All right, so it's in the 60s through most of 70 down here. Milk River. That's a funny name. One Flower. That's a good name. One Flower. Milk River. Fox Creek up here. High Prairie. Mostly 60s in Alberta. 50s up here in one spot. All right. Arnold, what do you think about the fires? Is the drought causing them? What do you think? Bear Lake. Now we're up here in British Columbia. British Columbia is burning pretty good, but it's in the 50s. Most of the place there. 50s, 60s. 100 Mile House. That's probably one of the road houses. 100 Mile House. Means you won't stop there. Man, when I drove down the Alcan with my pickup truck and travel trailer, I carried an extra gas can. But it was funny. All the open gas stations were spaced apart, just the right interval. By the time somebody pulling a trailer would pull up, they'd be empty. Every time you get to a gas station, you think, well, I'm going to run out of gas. I'm about to run out of gas. I'm about to put gas in. And sure enough, there would be a gas station. They were spaced just perfect distance down the Alcan back in the day. You wouldn't find any between that. I mean, they were spaced just at the point you had to find them to pull over. One of them being closed, I'd have had to use my gas can. I might not have made it to the next one. But that was an interesting drive, guys. That was really one interesting drive. Where's Destruction Bay at? There's Fort Nelson. Yeah, I drove through some. So when I drove down, I drove through the Yukon Territory. I clipped part of British Columbia, drove into Alberta, then went back into British Columbia, went down to Fraser River Canyon. That was a beautiful drive down to Fraser River Canyon. Let's buck into headwind. I actually had to put my truck in second gear to pull down about a 7% grade. For, you know, it dropped from 7,000 feet to sea level, and we were bucking such a headwind, it would actually put me to full stop going downhill. It's been smoky, but in my area it's poured last night. Okay, I hope that gets all the smoke out. How will the Canadians see? With how the Canadian smoke is traveling in the airstream across the U.S. with a nuclear event have similar results. Well, that means that the radiation could spread. Fallout, tickler. All right, guys, let's get up here and see what we got in Alaska. Delta Junction is 64, Fairbanks is 62. We got any, sometimes we get some folks from down around Anchorage in the house. We got anybody from Alaska in the house tonight? Got a little snow up there in the mountains. 55 in Anchorage. Wasilla is, say hi to Palin. This is where Palin's at, right? So hi, Palin. Homer is 52. Let's go up here to Barrow. Nome is 61. Pretty warm in Nome. Barrow is 37. Dead Horse is 39. Kotzebue, 48. I'll get up and check Kotzebue out one day. Wow, it's warm up here in Siberia, 70s. 80. Well, I saw 82 right there. 82. Yeah, some warmth inside. Of course, that's, you know, probably just got through the day cycle there. Come back around. I'll go back to Australia because we do have somebody from Australia in the house. Yes, Highway of Tears, sad road to travel. Have you ever driven across Trutch Mountain, Arnold, during breakup season? Man, there was only one set of ruts to go on in the bottoms, because everything else is mud. If you got off the ruts, you'd be stuck. There's one time a CB radio really helped, because everybody on that mountain was talking about CB on the CBs to coordinate so that two vehicles wouldn't meet at the bottom. All the trucks and everybody going through that mountain was talking. And there'd be a few cars that didn't have a CB, and we were all talking about where those cars were. So nobody would get stuck in those bottoms. You know, it was like this across Trutch Mountain. It was up and down, up and down. Every time you got to the bottom, it was mud. It was one set of ruts. Yeah, I went through there in May, early May during breakup. All right, we got 60s and 59 in Oslo. Stockholm, 64. Warsaw, 79. Vilnius, 71. Minsk, so hello to Luck and Chico, he's 73 there. Moscow, 70. Kyiv, 77. Warsaw at 79. Well, we got a lot of 50s in Great Britain. Dublin's 53. London, 57. Hull, 57. Inverness, Scotland is 52. I guess it's time to go down under now. Gail, how you doing? About to head to bed? Okay. 3,000 degrees here in South Alabama today. Oh my gosh. 3,000 degrees. I should love back to South Alabama now. Yeah, I think we got some monsoon season down here in this area. Look at all the moisture coming up and around. A lot of rain in this area. Philippines, quite a storm right there off. That's Hainan Island. That's one of the places we got a balloon light center. That's quite a storm right there. Morning sunshine. This is just the average lease. Hey, Dutch Dooley, how you doing? Fireboy, he's working on a Johnson controlled pneumatic system. Yeah, Johnson Controls got pneumatic office here. With all the fires in Canada, I haven't heard any smoke issues. Yeah, she's way up in Maine. Rain in Maine. It's falling quite plain right now. All right. It is wintertime down under. Of course, this is close to the equator. I don't know how you pronounce it. WWIII is 86. Darwin is 88. Brisbane, 66. Sydney, 62. Capital, Canberra is 55. Melbourne, 57. Hobart, Tasmania, 55. People from New Zealand here sometimes. Whoa. 48 in Christchurch. Plymouth. 55, Auckland 55. All right, let's come back around. This thing's sleeping on me. It's banking. Perth is 66. Okay. It's daytime over there. So that's the kind of their highs. All the fires and then the flooding and then the oil patch workers and the forestry workers can't get any hours. The folks are struggling to pay bills, I bet. Must be tough if you're a logger or a forestry guy. All right, we're gonna come back to South Alabama. See where it's 3,000 degrees at. There's been a bunch of earthquakes, too. Mobile is 77 right now. 79 in Montgomery. You know, Capitol Hill is what you got in Washington, D.C. In Alabama, we call Montgomery Goat Hill. Goat Hill. Anybody in Alabama would know that. Call the state capital Goat Hill. It's a bit of a hill. Capital Tennessee is 75 in Nashville. Knoxville, 73. All right, guys, let's go look at Charleston, West by golly, Virginia is 68. Gee, new days, that's about the same temperature I got up here. All righty, let's go over here and check out earthquakes. Look at this, guys. Wow, we got a big one in Mexico, 5.1. Got a whole bunch of them right here. Right at the, let's zoom in on this. We got earthquakes all over, right over here in just Baja, California, and the Gulf of California, whatever they call that, Baja. Yeah, got a lot of this is on the yeah, we got 4 earthquakes right on the new on the San Andreas Fault. 4.3. That one. We got a little follow up 2.7. 2 of them right here. 2.5, and the other's probably a 4 something. No, 3. No, I didn't click on it. There must be 3 of them there. Okay, 4.2. I thought that was a 4 something. And a 3.1. Straight on the San Andreas here. 2.5 in Pinnacles, California. Pinos, California, 2.5. 2.6. Willows, California. Virginia City. Bonanza territory. 2.8. 2.5 in Mena. Oregon, Chewy. 2.8. Did you feel that? This area right here, it just has a lot of earthquakes right in this area. I don't know if it's either fracking or what. There's always just a lot of 3.0, Toya, Texas. 3.5, also Toya, Texas. All right, here in Oklahoma. That's not far from Oklahoma City. Prague, Oklahoma. Yeah, all right, 3.2. We've got a lot of earthquakes here. Of course, Puerto Rico's always rocking. It's not shocking that Puerto Rico's rocking. Oh, Chile. That's a big one right there. 6.6. Let's go to Alaska. That's where we've been having a lot of action. Alaska. Oh, this must be where the volcano, they're worried about that volcano. Let's zoom in on this. Quite a bit of earthquake activity right here. We had that tsunami alert. Let's try and zoom in enough to click on that big circle. It's kind of buried on the bottom. I don't know if I can grab it. Let's see what I'm going to grab here. It's supposed to be a 7.2 here. It's 4.6. 4.2. 4.0. I guess the 7 point. It's already expired off these charts. 3.5. 3.0. What's this yellow one? 4.4 Sand Point. Yeah, I heard that was pretty close to where that one was at. Sand Point. 4.7. 3.5. Yeah, just lots of earthquakes out here, guys. Yeah, we might get a volcano out here. Let's zoom up. Updated. Set it updated. And of course, down here, Alaska Panhandle 3.0 and Yakutat 3.5. Oh, let's also say it's Yakutat. Okay, Yakutat must be pretty big. All right, let's zoom back out. A lot of earthquake activity. That's some good one, size ones down here in Indonesia. 5.6. 5.1. Burma or Bangladesh. Nagostoin, India. All right, we saw one the other day right in this area right here. Click. Rasharan 4.1. Oh, guys, a lot of earthquakes. Check out space weather. What's up in space? CME impacting geomagnetic storm arriving a day earlier than expected. So this may be the one the Ruskies were talking about. All right, it said it had a 20 nanotesla, and Tesla's a huge unit, by the way, jolt on the USGS magnetometer. That was a pretty good jolt on the magnetometer. That arrived earlier. So maybe there's no impact from it now. Not the lucent clouds there. Floating in an ocean of air glow. Surging solar activities amplifying a phenomenon most people have never seen air glow. Wow. That's pretty spooky looking. Alrighty, guys. You know, they got some monster sunspots up here, guys. Here. That's a big group. Sometimes these groups really grow. I believe this is one that was throwing off some stuff when it was on the limb of the sun. Maybe it was this one of these two back a few days ago. Loud, guys. The sun is active. The sun is active. Some pretty heavy aurora activity here, guys. Look at that. That must be from the CME. The auroras are pretty intense. Well, you can see we're in the nighttime over here. You can see it's staying daylight up here, though. Yeah, staying daylight in this area. It ain't getting dark up here at all for a while. Then it's going to be dark. Alrighty, guys. There it is. Lots of aurora. So, I don't know. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. Look at that again. There we go. Jason, you ought to be able to see this. You don't have any clouds tonight, Jason. Arnold Smith. Arnold? You took so many Smiths in there and get confused. Arnold, have you seen these auroras here? You ought to be able to see this where you're at. I believe Delta Junction might actually be in the dark right now. Or almost dark. Might be able to see them up there. I've seen some good aurora in Alaska, but you don't see them in the summertime because it's too much sunlight. There's a high-speed one right there. What is that one? You know, when we looked at this just a couple nights ago, there was nothing passing between the Earth and the Moon, but apparently one snuck past us at a third of the distance between the Earth and the Moon, just outside our geosynchronous satellites. Not inside, I think, but on the outside. You gotta remember, guys, it's 250,000 miles almost to the Moon, and Earth's only 8,000 miles diameter, so that's still a pretty good miss. But holy smoke, this one's actually 36 meters. That's bigger than a football field, and coming along pretty quick at 11.3 kilometers per second. Kilometers per second. That was not too slow. So if that one had hit, it could have been ugly. That could have wiped out a city. It could have been like Chillibanks. maybe even Tunguska. All right, guys. Now that could have been a city getter. So let's look. Let's see which one's the fastest. We got 16.4 on that one. 17.1. Oh, that one's fast. 20.6. Let's look at this guy right here. That's missing us by a good margin. That's a good thing. 14 liter this, because this one's huge. 375 meters. And this is even bigger. That's over half a kilometer. This guy is. Now, you don't want to be hit with that. That would be devastating. But fortunately, they're passing a good distance. So let's go look at this, and it's 20.6. That one must be coming out from a good ways, or otherwise it's got a high angle. One of the two. There you go. Yeah, it is coming from well out in the asteroid belt. It does have an angle. That one's coming through pretty quick. I think this was some time ago, something just sound like it's a good idea to some people. Oh, what are we talking about, Jason? Ground control to Major Tom. Can't see you. You can't see me? Hey, I love that song. My post EMP name shall be Billy Burger Churn. Lordy, guys. Big Worm, how you doing, buddy? Renee Vester, morning to you. Yeah, we got seahorses in the house here in a little bit. Eric the Great, what do you know about this so-called Planet X coming from a NASA background? If there's a Planet X, it's way on the outside, way out there, probably on the outside of Kuiper Belt. It's a long ways out. So they hadn't actually directly seen it, as far as I know. The Rex is saying they've seen it. I don't know. Some astronomer would love the credits for claiming to have discovered that. So if there's been an observation, apparently it's not been vetted. Yeah, see how since the sun got active, look how the cosmic ray count dropped quite a bit. That's some balloon data. Basically, guys, we're here on July the 16th, 17th now. So nothing is coming between the Earth and the Moon that we know of. But there's always the one that zips by and we see it after it passes by, like this one. Because we're still discovering these things. The more we know and the more we map, the better off we're going to be for them to predict where they are, if one might hit us, and maybe come up with some way to stop it. All right, guys. That's that. That's pretty spooky, isn't it? Let's blow that up a little bit. That's over Missouri. Wow. Wow, guys. Keep looking up. You never know what you're going to see, guys. I've seen some nice meteors. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, guys. Looking up. Keep looking up. You never know what you're going to see. All righty, folks. With all the uncertainty going on in the world, you need to consider joining our Survival Tribe Network. And once you join, do the community search and find like-minded people in your area. Start communicating with them. See if y'all can form communities to back each other up. Colorado Jam. Let's see. Arnold Smith says they only show us what they want us to see. Ain't that the truth? That's why some of us try to crack it open and read between the lines. I wrote my new song on a $5 bill. There we go. Yeah, that's the new one, isn't it? Or is the $5 bill the new quarter? Guys, you don't have to use your actual name. Check out WWIII. You can use a moniker. The whole purpose of is for people to be able to locate each other and self-organize some survival groups. That's what this is for. WWIII paid a pretty penny out of her pocket to set this up, guys. So make use of it. It don't cost you anything. And neither is the Freedom Restoration Foundation. I paid for this out of my pocket. This don't cost you anything. But you can come in here to the Action Center and you can contact your Congress critters. about various and sundry things, which I've often suggested to y'all to do. We've been on here 69 minutes. Let's check out where everybody's at. Yeah, I like to keep these down to an hour if possible now, because we do have a coffee crowd watching in the morning. They like them kind of short. Drops is in the house. Well, very good. All right, enough of this stuff. Oh yeah, what's this, guys? This lady on Liz Churchill here on Twitter. This is climate change. He said the narrative is a what? Yeah, an SCAM. She's got an interesting channel. I want to check it out. Scott Manley, he's a pretty good space reporter there. He's interesting. I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. Hate it, it's awesome. Well, that's a very bipolar statement. You know, Earth is bipolar. Every magnet is bipolar, right? Yikes. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, check out True Leaf Market. I'll have links below later. It's below most of my videos. Alrighty, guys. Yeehaw. Yeah, this is a family chat room, guys. Let's keep it family friendly. Let me do a little scroll through and see what kind of comments I've been missing. Drops. Montana boy, okay. Hunting moose and elk. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've ate both moose and elk. I've done both. All right. You pull the chat room over. What you guys are saying here. Moose here are 15 foot and elk 12 foot. Yeah, moose is pretty big. Guys, if you're ever driving and you come up on it, you see a moose standing by the side of the road and you come up to it, stop. That little moose is going to wait for you to get right up to it and it's going to step out in front of you. Guarantee. So you might as well just stop and let it cross the road. If you stop, it'll go ahead and cross the road. You don't want to cross the road while you're crossing this path. So that moose has got ginormous tall legs and all its body mass is over the hood of your vehicle. So if you hit it, it's coming in your windshield. And you're not going to look too pretty when you get squished by a ginormous moose. You don't want that happening, guys. Mom said no. Hey, CM3, how you doing? Love is the answer. That is the truth. Thank you, CM3. Thank you so much. Tim Satori, 30-06. So hello to you. All right, we had a couple of people in here throwing some questions at us. Musk versus Zuckerberg is supposed to fight. Hey, that'll be funny. I don't think Zuckerberg can hold up against Musk. He may be younger, but Musk is pretty tough. Same goes for elk. Yeah, same goes for elk. Yeah, we didn't have elk in Alaska. I just knew the moose. Well, I have driven around in Colorado and some places where we might have been at. Just didn't have elk in part of Alaska I was in. All right, let's see what some of you guys are saying. A narrative is propaganda, Greg. Which narrative is that, Rochelle? Yeah, that could be propaganda that the Russian member of Parliament, the Colonel General, is putting out. I mean, why else would you tell people what you're going to do militarily? That's not a smart move, unless they're just ready to do it real fast, like you said, and maybe they can still do it before anybody can react to it. Oh my God! Sometimes I'm scrolling through things I'd mess up. No, I don't want to do that. How come it don't give me I actually hid somebody's comment while trying to scroll. Jeez, I got touch screen here. It says add moderator, hide from channel, put in timeout, remove, report pin. I don't do any of those. I want to undo what I did. How come it let me? Why does it not give me that as an option? Go to channel, pin, report, remove, put user in timeout. Hide. Sorry, Derek, I didn't mean to delete your message. Oh my gosh, it didn't give me an option to undelete it. What the heck is that? $5 bill. I wrote my new, oh yeah, the new song. I've seen some of these. Oh shoot, deleted all the messages. No. New days, can you undo that? I don't know what's going on. I can't, it's not giving me the, not even giving me the option. Go to channel, pin message, port. Well, maybe it undo if I say pin it. Yeah. Message failed to pin. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with this stuff? I don't know. This stupid. I swear, guys, look at this. I'll show you what my options are here. It's not giving me the kind of option to undo what was done. See it. See that, guys? I'm not focusing. Give me the option to undo it. That's goofy. Sorry, Derek. Did not mean to do that. I was just scrolling. Sometimes when you're scrolling, you just hit stuff and things happen. I don't know. It's stupid touch screens. Kind of spastic. Battery level is on it. It's good. All right. What's going on there? That's crazy. You get a super chat. Hey, C. Shelley, thank you. Salute. Thanks for the updates. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, C. Shelley. That's awesome. You and CM3 and Samuel Turner. No, Greg, you can't unhide his message because you can't. What? Can't unhide his messages, but you can unhide him. It wouldn't give me that option. I did not mean to hide it. Oh, geez. Thank you, Jason. We got 266 in that room here and only 257 thumbs ups. All right, C. Shelley, CM3, Samuel Turner. You guys are what makes it worth coming in here and doing a live session. I'm serious, guys. If Russia does escalate the war, it will almost certainly cause China to enter to take advantage of the U.S. being stretched too thin. That's my point. And, you know, maybe China's putting Russia up to it. Maybe they're in collusion on this because, you know, even though we might be about to pounce back, if suddenly China makes a move over there, we're going to be just totally confused. How we deal with that? It might give Russia the opportunity to pull off what they're going for. Brad could take Musk and Zuck at the same time. There he goes in jamming. Dutch dude, did you guys see Lex Friedman did a small grappling set? Oh, Lex would have whooped him badly. He was going to easy on Zuck. Oh, did he get in with Zuck? Kangaroos. Yeah, kangaroos are pretty bad in the fight. I'm still see if I can do some of this. Using time. User. I don't want to hide him. No. Derek Hunt, I'm sorry, Derek. I apologize. What else to say? How to do it. Hopefully you can leave a message in. Try to put another message in, Derek Hunt. Let's see if you can get one in. That was nuts. Yes, SM3 love is the answer. Scrolling back up. See most of these. Streak. Anyone what? Stop it, stop it. Earlier tonight, transported a girl that lived in Alaska and was up close with a moose. Yeah, they are powerful animals. You're right, Pay EMT. Oops, stop. It just keeps wanting to take actions. Stop it. I'm just trying to scroll. Jeez. Dang it. Hey, y'all. What's up, Granny? Did you get a notice? Went in the street, got to the trophy. Very good. Jeremy, Christopher, we love you great. Well, thank you, Jeremy. I love all you guys and girls. Such thing as Planet X? Possibly. But some people say it could also just be a dense collection of Kuiper belt objects. A collective grouping of them has the same gravitational effect of a Planet X, possibly. Topo is a super volcano, has recently been active. We might find ourselves in a volcanic winter, guys. That's why you got to prep. You got to prep, guys. There's so many things that can happen. The middle of Australia is probably where the real bunkers are. Yeah, that might be true. Hey, we got another super chat. Let me go down and see who this was. Sam Turner again. Here's a couple of bucks toward a balloon endeavor. There you go. Thank you. Hey, I got some more balloon video. I'm going to have, well, one, I'm going to do a video. I haven't had time to put it together, but a video about how to counter the Chinese balloons. But I've also got video where I filmed that video, the balloon launches that we did a few weeks ago out here. We launched like 8 balloons, 6 of them at one time at the Weather Center at UAH, NWT, what was it, NSSTC, National Science and Technology Center, something like that, off in the University of Alabama, Huntsville, close to Roy Spencer's office. Roy Spencer's office is in that building. You know who Roy Spencer is. He is the climatologist who reviews all the satellite data and collects the satellite data for temperatures. And he's saying that all this stuff about human-caused global warming is not supported by the data. All right. So just depends on which timeline we're on. Russia and NATO and US go at it, then China will just nuke the whole area, destroy most of the world's militaries. Yikes, they could. They could. Let's hope not. Jesse, how you doing? How's things in Arizona right now? Wow, what did drop say? Scroll back up and see what drop says. Redneck Prepper says, Greg, it's all good, man. Sucks getting old, man, don't it? Yeah, I made a trek out into the woods today. I was hauling something out to the woods. And coming back, it kind of hit me. You know, I just ain't the spring chicken I used to be. Yeah, it was Winter Street murder is wrong. You are right. Definitely. Unfortunately, war resembles that way too much. No notice. Granny didn't get a notice. She just happened to check. So that's what you guys got to do. You got to check my videos. You just got to come back and check because some of you aren't getting any notices off. Some of you get notices as soon as they come on. But see, Granny's a regular, and the algorithms are supposed to be set up to keep you on, and so it's supposed to show you the channels you view the most at the top. It's supposed to come right off the top. And I've got a ton of people comment to me, they're not getting notifications and they're not seeing the videos on the list. I've had one guy watching my videos like 8 days later. So I didn't get a notice for this. I'm seeing a lot of that. So this platform has been somewhat less than absolutely friendly and promotional to my videos, which I find is odd. There's other channels of similar sizes that's getting like 100 times more views than I am. And some of them are in the same niche, covering similar topics. So I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. So all I know is you guys need to check back, check often, and share my videos as much as you can. And let's overcome the algorithms. I can only do it with your help. So also to help the out, you can force the algorithms a little bit. I mean, they may squelch it down, but they still work to some degree. So go in and leave comments on my videos, comment somebody else's comments, throw thumbs up on my videos, and then give a few thumbs up and have some conversation with other people in the chat room, even in the comments after the videos post, because we're a community. That's a good place to talk with each other and share tips. I've seen some really good tips left by you guys in the comments, and some of these have actually drawn me to do some videos. So that's a good place to leave videos in the comments, guys. It works. It's worthwhile to do. So I'm rocking on Rumble. I can't get anything out of Rumble. I mean, it's like I post a bunch of videos and I get a penny. So I don't know. Yes, sir, GG. I've subbed and unsubbed and subscribed, but I don't get any notifications. I think it will down my subscribed channels as if that doesn't work. That might help. Sometimes you get so many channels, it gets confused, but still, it's the algorithms are supposed to show you the stuff that you view the most. You're supposed to see the channels you go to unless you're always here. So that is nuts. I get no notification. I have to keep checking in. See, Wise Owl is another regular. I got people that are like my mods who are regular viewers when my mods aren't getting notifications. The ones who are very regular are my mods. The algorithm, the platform is putting a boot on me. What the heck is the screen jumping for like that? You know, that's all I can say, guys. Algorithms are not messed up. They are doing exactly what they're told. Yeah. And for some reason, they're not liking me. They were getting a little bit more tolerant to me until a few days ago, and it really squelched me down. But you can see it in my videos. As I was getting views, they started going up to a certain level, and they dropped down to about a third of where they were. I'm still nowhere near a lot of similar channels, nowhere near. But I can see early on in my channel, if I go back in history of my channel, notifications were real high in the views. That's back when I was getting a lot of views. I had very few subscribers. I was getting a lot of views. My channel was growing fast. But that only occurred in the very early history of my channel, where they sent out a lot of notifications. They don't do it anymore. So I don't know. Pregnant prepper, Jess Mills, I can fly if we can't find it. All right, Derek, I only discovered this by having a vid show up on my suggestions for a channel I've been sub to for a long time. Well, thank you for being here, Derek. I'm glad to see you can comment now. All right, very good. Thank you, Derek. I don't get any notifications from anyone on YouTube. Okay, Colorado Jen. I don't know what to do. Just make sure you subscribe, check the notification bell and click all. That helps, but it's not a 100%. Rodney Mills, hi Greg, only a few minutes ago, go to work. Okay, Rodney, I'm glad you're here. Be careful going to work. Right, I've been working to get stuff done. There you go. All right, guys, I can't stay in here all night. I got some other things to do. I got some emails to send. We've been here 87 minutes. It's almost 2:33 here a.m. Thanks for visiting us, Rodney. Yeah, thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody for being here. I had to make sure I selected all on the notification bar. Hey, Dutch, did you get a notification? Yeah, sometimes also channels will show up in your the suggested videos on the side when you're watching videos, or when you first go in on the top of the page. You first go into done all that, Greg. See, I'm just hearing this constantly from you guys. But seriously, if I go back in the data early on my channel, there were tons of notifications, and then they drop like a rock. I mean, you don't even see them. You know, when you look at the graphics of how people view your channel, how they discovered you, early on the notifications were real high, and then they went, whoa. I think that's for some reason they stumped me, and it keeps stumping me, but apparently they started stumping me a little bit harder here lately. Sorry, I got messed up sticker, and God is my pilot. So who is flying the plane? All right. Then turn off notifications. You don't want. That might help. That might help. Yeah, just make sure the channels you like the best are the ones you get the notifications on. Tim Satori, hello, Greg. I'm working on building my own ham repeater station. I've got a Kenwood Track 850 VI 2.0 and a duplexer. All right, very good. Get over to Rumble. I got a Rumble channel. videos over there. I don't earn, you know, they don't bring anything in. I feel like it's a waste of time for me. I don't know. I got a Rumble channel, but I don't know how to go live on it either. No, well, Zoom don't give me an option for Rumble. So I don't know, I got to get some other platform for doing these sessions. I've kind of looked into some a little bit. Same thing, Lee Experiences Daily. He's getting more views than I am, though. His channel's got 20-something thousand subscribers. He actually gets more views than I do. But then he leaves his thing on all day. I do have a Rumble channel. I posted some videos over there. It's a lot of work to post in a lot of places. About ready to file several surety bond claims. What is that, Drops? I don't even know what that is. William Moore, how you doing, buddy? Everybody's saying Rumble. I'm not doing well over Rumble, though, guys. I've got a Rumble channel. I posted several videos on. I will, if there's something that, for a while I was posting stuff in both places a little bit. That's a lot of work. I just hadn't done too much of that lately because I just wasn't getting anything back from Rumble. So I just hadn't. But if I really want to do a video that I know I can't put anywhere else, because there's some topics I really would like to talk about I can't talk about on here, I will put them on Rumble. So I'm not done with Rumble. I'm just, Rumble has a timeout section 2. StreamYard streams on Rumble. Yeah, okay, maybe that's what I need, StreamYard. OBS. I think I've actually got OBS on my system here. I just haven't mastered it yet. I've opened it up. I actually do have OBS. I haven't used it yet because I just haven't learned how to use it. I got so little time to play around with things. Surety bonds has been around since 1791. Well, what is it, Drops? I have a go to Rumble site. The app has this message in my phone. Too many app trackers, I think. Oh yeah. I guess Rumble does send out email notifications. I get them from Lee all the time. I send them to the junk. I got it selected for junk mail because it sends out so many. It fills up my inbox. Redneck prepper married to a third wife for 1 year now. All right, very good. Greg, some links to I can't read for the heart there. I have to wait till it scrolls up. StreamYard. Yeah, I've been thinking of check out StreamYard. I got OBS. I just haven't messed with it. You know, I bought a couple devices I haven't ever used because you got to spend a little time to figure out how to use them. In my life, I got zero time, guys. There's a lot of very important things that don't happen in my life because I just don't have time to do them. 9 lives going to work. All right. My life is just to the wall. I got zero time. I've been putting a lot of time into YouTube on these videos. A lot of time. I may have to squelch it back, guys, because I got a lot of other stuff I need to work on very seriously. But you know, I've been trying to put 2 videos out every day, hoping it would build my views and my channels, but it's gone the other way. It was kind of trending up a little bit, and then it's gone choom. It's down about 2/3 what it was. So if I see a video getting 3,000 views, it probably should have got 10,000. You know, especially like this last one I did about, you know, what our forces fire on American citizens. You know, a similar video I did 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, actually. Actually, it's a day from a month ago where I did that video on military mobilization. That thing went pretty good. It did 19,000 views. Well, this video should have been better than that one. So I would have expected this one. This one is within what was considered my normal range. But my last several videos have not been in the normal range. Can't forget newcomers, Mr. Orr. Hey, you newcomers are always welcome. Thank you, Will. But my last live session did pretty well. So that's encouraging me for these live sessions. And having you guys do all these super chats really helps. So we'll stick with doing these at least. So these other videos, I've been trying to throw out a video every day for the morning crowd. But when I do a live session like this, the morning crowd the coffee crowd will watch this. But we are going a little bit long. We're already an hour and a half. Ukraine is the new area, but France is good too. In what respect, James? All right, guys, we need to go, but I want everybody to tell us where you're from. Roll where you're from, and we're about to go. We're going to call it a night here. Watch with U.S. military. Yeah, there you go. That's the video. Yeah, guys, watch these videos. Check them out. One more time. Let me go back to my channel real quick. Show you some videos that need a little help. You guys could help them out. Oh, yeah. That open. Share screen one more time. Ding, 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 ding. What's going on with this? This is weird. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Yeah, this one I thought would have done a lot better. It's a short video too. This is a very short video. Everybody told me my videos are too long. This one's short. I think it's only what, 5 minutes. This video I got a Tesla car exploding. That's some pretty interesting video. And I always tell you, we do better thumbnails. That's what YouTube always will tell you. Pick a better topic, do a better thumbnail. Guys, are these good thumbnails or what? I thought that was a pretty good thumbnail. I got the power grid in the background. I got a Tesla car burning up. This heat wave video. Woo, that's a great. I thought that was a good thumb. And here's your banker octopus over the world. Check out my videos, especially these four need a lot of help right here. Not seen them, watch them, share them. You can do the same for my live sessions too. This is where we're at right now. See, our last live session did really well. One before, not so well. This one did really well. It did better than my other posted sessions. Bad as Q. He's bad as Q drops. Hope you're not saying I'm bad as Q. I hope not. I'm not making some of those kind of claims. HB, I'm sorry. Tesla car burning got my attention. There you go. Yeah, it applies to a lot of other devices. Got those lithium-ion batteries. You know, those little so-called solar generators. I got an issue with those solar generators, guys. Because solar generator is not a generator. It's a battery and power conditioning distribution center. It's not a generator. The generator is the panels. They sell these devices and they call them solar generators. They're not generators. Yeah, it just kind of irks my soul as an electrical engineer. They call those things generators. Well, a lot of those have battery packs that's very susceptible to burning up too. Does World War III start this fall? How does it end? Oh yeah, that's a good video. All righty. Oh, you like the thumbnails? All right, Dutch, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Tesla global warming matters. Well, yeah, one thing that I cover in that report is a report which says that the carbon footprints for those vehicles may be higher than the carbon footprint for a gas burner, and that it may add other additional pollution from the tires. I didn't even talk about the wear and tear on the road and how to repair the roads and all the asphalt and gravel. That didn't even factor into it. They market them as solar generators. That's right, KRW 37, they do, but they're not generators. You know, when I hear people say that, just kind of, that's like, you know, squeaking styrofoam on wet glass. That don't bother me as much as a fork on aluminum. That's what gets me. Saw a girl beside her smoking, brand new Tesla going past her on a freeway. Ooh, that ain't good. All right, the bank for one, but I should be a guy with a devil head in a suit. Hey, I got one like that with Klaus. I got some cool stuff with Klaus. Greg, let me go back up and see what that comment says. Derek says, Greg, be sure to use the tags or keywords. I do that. The more you have, I put in as many as you can squeeze in. But you know, my best video, the first video went viral on my channel. I didn't expect it. It was that one, a video I did about, you know, it was one of my first topic videos from Power Grid. And it really wasn't even a good topic. It was just, well, what did they not tell you? What did DHS not tell you? Kind of video. And it really wasn't any detailed anything. But that video hit like 100,000 views. It was the first video I had that went viral. I haven't had a video do that since, except the worm video. Well, I've had a few get there. Some of older videos, nothing recent, nothing in the last several years has gone to that level. Like I said, I used to get more views. That's what kind of gets me. But I thought, wow, what was the words I used? I was using some really good keywords. And I went, Dad, I didn't put any on that video. None, nada. And it went, whoop. Battery storage is, yeah, bank. Yeah, energy bank. The elites were on the pollution. CO2 is people. HB says, Granite, huh? I'm not sure where that is. I'm in the middle. All right. People tell us where you're from. Okay, good. Go ahead. I'm your F and everybody tell us where you're from. Let's roll it. Across the bridge in St. Louis. I can't tell your age of Q. I had to do Q clearance every year. You know as well. Okay. Arnold Green Greg as well. The radiation detector devices at Zap nuke plant not sending information. Oh yeah, you was telling me earlier about some radiation in Ukraine. Somebody, if you got an article on that, send it to me. Played football, yes. Well, it's not exactly 6.66.6, Mr. Hedge Bluff. It's another number, but these are numbers you go through as you grow. So give me some subscribers. Let's get it up to 67,000, and then you don't have to worry about that. Q clearance. Okay. All right. I thought you was talking about the QAnon stuff. Try not to talk about that one here. You get in trouble just for mentioning. I already said that. I don't cause no problem here. That's not my. They don't like that on this platform. Oh, this platform will get you for that. I built my own solar bank, much cheaper. Yeah, it is cheaper. It is cheaper. But yeah, those things are expensive, very pricey, very, very pricey. Detroit. Hey, Randall. Detroit, Rock City. Eagle, Wisconsin, Tim Casper. Colorado Jan from Colorado, of course. Hey, we got the Netherlands. You're from the Netherlands. Okay. I don't know how you pronounce that. Hedge Bluff. I'm not sure how you say that. Eagle, Wisconsin, West Central Arkansas, Washington State, Tim. Very close where New York Prepper resides. Yeah, he's pretty high up on the list of people that subscribe to me. To 200 amps APGM. Yeah, Central Ohio. Good to see that Dutch. CM3 Houston, but hopefully before too long I will pay off the 7 acres I just on Bull Shores Lake in Missouri. That sounds good. Jolyn is in Arizona. We're in Arizona. Paris, Arkansas. James, dude. Well, I don't know what's famous for. Tiffany says I have a Gold Zero from 7 years ago. So heavy I couldn't lift it. Had issues. Took it apart. With a better system. There you go. Every year. Take a little time, research and build your own. That's the best way to do it. GG, check out our people count. 258. Well, we're doing really good right now. I'm happy with that. I don't know, maybe the live sessions are doing better for me. I know some people don't do good with live sessions, but and for a while, I didn't want to do too well with them. They seem to be coming up. Galveston, Texas. All right, Derek, good to see that. All right, we got 297 thumbs up. We just got one. I saw it go click up. I appreciate that. Reading you loud and clear, Greg, from down under. Yes, Boban, appreciate it. I don't have a top secret clearance drops. I used to have a secret. I haven't had a secret in a long time, though. Oh, yeah, Granny, it's not exactly 666. It's I mean, it's going through that, but as you accumulate, you're going to go through that number, that kind of number. Hang on, guys. Let me go. Let's see what I'm actually at the moment. I'll tell you what my live subscription count is at the moment. Give me a second. I'm at 66,622. All right, so y'all give me about y'all give me 378 subscriptions, and we'll be at 67. Share my videos and get somebody come in here and get me 368, and that'll click up to 67. Okay, guys, 67,000. That's our goal. Even 78 will get me up to 667. Maybe we'll get there before too long. Anyway, so that's where we're at. All righty. Guys, we should call it a night. One Coke to go. Sutton, Alaska. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I'm no devil, guys. Try not to be. I'm mortal, though. I'm a human being. That's caused Greg Rocks. Well, thank you, Redneck Prepper. Had a huge solar array. I'm a master electrician for a solar company. Very good, Robert. Very good. No, I'm not a beast. I'm a critter, though, but I'm not the beast. Not by long shot. Not by long shot. I mean, I'm doing everything I can to get the tamp down on the beast system. That's probably why this platform stomps down on me so hard. What do y'all think? Yeah, I got the Freedom Restoration Foundation. Now, what beast would set that up? Wife sleeping. Well, that's a good thing. She's probably smarter than any of us. Up so late. Let's work. Yeah, thank you, Granny. Appreciate that. Hi from South Central Virginia. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? You have almost 5 million video views. All right. Once it clicks off, maybe your numbers will go. Well, maybe. Tiffany, y'all help me. Share my videos, guys. All right, 12% left on my phone. All right, we're about to call it a night, guys. I think it's time to go. I want to keep these videos short, but now we're at 107 minutes. We're past the hour and a half. I try to be honest, Drops. I try to bring you guys the news and views as I see it. I try to simulate information and try to figure out what's important. And I'm always trying to figure, the world's a puzzle. This whole world, everything going around us is a huge, gigantic, multi-dimensional puzzle. So I'm doing the best I can to figure this puzzle out. I've been trying to crack this puzzle all my life. And so I'll bring to you guys what I bring back. My son is in Chestokina, Alaska. I hope I got that right, Tim. I share the videos, but people think I'm nuts to think about prepping. Well, they'll think that until it hits the fan. Then they're all going to be, you're going to be very popular. More popular than you want to be. Greg, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you. Well, thank you there, Granny. Appreciate it. All right, folks. Yeah, it's time to call it a night. We've been here long enough. So Jolyn says, hey, Greg, thanks for your worm advice. Way back in the beginning, I now have a thriving worm farm myself, although I've grown 1/2 pounds of worms in 6 bins, a large composter. Well, thank you. Thank you. Very much. Thank you, Michelle. Trops, you're a good man. Your father will have no problem inviting you through the gates. I hope not. Thanks, Greg. Another great stream. I appreciate y'all at the stream. I got 307 thumbs up now. That's very good. I appreciate that, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So, hey, I want to listen, we're about to go. All you that gave the super chats, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you very much. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank you for giving me the thumbs up. Mods, I appreciate everything you're doing. And New Days as world champions, you share so much links here. I really appreciate that. One Coke to go, he is north of me, ways not very far in Alaska miles. There you go. Alaska miles are really long. Alaska's huge. when I live in Alaska, Alaskans would joke, says, yeah, we're talking about dividing Alaska into 2 states, and Texas would be the 3rd largest state. Yeah, Alaska's huge. There's not much up there. It's empty. It's a huge state, and it's almost empty. It's wilderness. It's wilderness, guys. Lots of it. Not a little bit. It's lots and lots and lots of wilderness. You fly over the place. You look down, all you see is mountains and forest, or tundra. And I've driven highways in Alaska, passes for highways. The main highway would just be a little road. And you'll drive for miles and miles and miles. You can't get a radio station. You don't see a fence post or a mailbox or anything. You're in the wilderness. The wilderness. And it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful state I've been in. It is beautiful. All right, guys. Just remember this. We're in tough times. A lot of times I talk about, we've got to get, young people in this country are heading in a different direction. They've been indoctrinated by, the CCP driven school agendas, and they've been indoctrinated to think socialism is great, that America's horrible. They miss the sight that we are America. It's you and me and everybody else, the neighbor, the person down the street, your aunt, your uncle, your grandkids, your nephews, nieces. That's America. This thing, this cabal that's running this country, that's something else. They've co-opted us, guys. Well, the deep state's metastasized. So I don't call that America. Now, unfortunately, they get us in a lot of trouble. They may get us into the WWIII. Let's hope not. But but that's why we prep. That's why we prepare. This is why we got to form our own communities. That's why WWIII set up the Survival Tribe Network. We're trying to build a network. We're trying to build a way to get through all this. I hope that if it does hit the fan, eventually it will in some portion. In fact, it has a little bit already. If you think about all the lockdowns and supply chain problems we've had, but hopefully we can stand up when it's over, dust the dust off, and get started and build a new, better world if it hits. That's the hope. We got to get through this, guys. But always remember that definitely witnessed in the days. Just always, I used to drive pilot car and truck past Hart. Yeah, I've been up that road before they ever built that place. Yeah, when I drove from Fairbanks to Fort Greeley, I drove through that area. It wasn't built yet. But just remember this, guys. We can bring the young ones around. We've got to talk to them. You can only talk to them. If you lecture to them, they're not going to hear you. You got to kind of get down on their wavelength and find a way to reach out to them. That's why I talked about the rose-colored glasses. And it's really crucial to our future that we start having conversations with them and try to get them to see things a little different, because they've been heavily brought over to that side of thinking that is socialism's good. What they don't realize is they're being played, because every time there's been a communist revolution or revolution, NAZIs, they use disaffected people in the society to take over. Well, once they take over, they get rid of those people, because now they got a system to run, and people that were rebellious, the people that were disenfranchised, will destroy their system. So they get rid of people that put them in power. This has happened every single time in history. And so they really don't realize how they're being played. They don't realize the peril they're really in. The world they're going to get is not what they think it is. And that's why it's important to retain our freedoms of speech and press and not be stomped on the way that we are today. That's why we got the Freedom Restoration Foundation. That's why we also got a group on Facebook. You can join that. And if you don't know on Facebook, we got another one on MeWe. And you see the links to that stuff, and I post a lot of times in my notes. So check that stuff out, guys. And most of all, just remember this. CM3 says love is the answer. Right now, the problem is we got too much hatred in the world. If you don't have hatred, you don't have war. And, the elites of our world play us against each other. Sometimes they're working together, I do believe. But they play us against each other. There's a lot of profit in war for some people. But what it does to people is horrendous. But you think they really care? If they did, we wouldn't have all this mess. Love is the answer. And we've got to reach out and communicate. Now, some people that might sound wimpy. You still got to prep. You got to defend your family. You got to be tough. I believe in peace through strength. But that don't mean just because you're strong, don't mean you can't have that love. Okay? And it can't mean you shouldn't be trying to communicate and reach out to people and get them to see things otherwise. You know, even Sun Tzu teaches that, hey, the best form of warfare is not to have to fight. And China's playing that to the hilt too. But they may still get into the fight eventually. It looks like we're heading that way if things don't turn around. So guys, just remember that. And that's why I tell you guys at the end of so many of these videos, just like light dispels darkness, love dispels hate. We got too much hatred in this world. So we got to find out how to reach across to the other aisle, the other people, and establish dialogue and try to at least, if you can't convince them, maybe at least water down the hatred. Because there's good people in every country, village, state, hamlet, providence, shire, every neck of the woods. There's good people anywhere and everywhere, of every race, color, creed, there is. But we're being played against each other, and that's most unfortunate. What if we could all just get along? Maybe if we didn't have these controlling organizations that we have that control us, the state's so deep, we might not be the sheep. Don't be the sheep. Love instance. That's right, Startle Mouse. There you go, drops. China has 2.5 million strong army, but U.S. Yeah, there you go, New Days. And that's why we got to retain our right to have our pet nugs. You know, and you got to have kibbles to feed those nugs. If you're new to the channel and don't know what a nug is, take that word and go, poop, okay? I'll show you what I'm talking about. You know, there are other channels that use other words for those, but they're all using them so much, the algorithms are probably knowing what that is now. So this is my lingo. And besides, it gives you a nice little thing to say. Have you hugged your nug today? Happiness is a warm nug. The best way to warm a nug up is feeding it kibbles. Exactly. All right, guys. Oh, hey, Meg Horizon, how you doing? We're just about to go. Glad you joined us. Anyway, you do a rewind and watch me give Mama Bear right on. Thanks, Beck, for sharing love with us. Yes, love is the answer. Love is the answer. See, Shelley agrees. Once again, thank you, super chatters. Appreciate it so much. See, Shelley, Samuel Turner, CM3. Y'all been awesome. There you go, Arnold. And thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank all of you that gave me a thumbs up. If you're not giving me a thumbs up, hit the thumbs up on your way out, because we need to amp things up with respect to the Al Gore has no rhythms. And just how we got to laugh, Michelle Young. Hey, once again, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you all. And I'm going to say to one and all a good night and